Good afternoon. I'm Shawn Forbes, and welcome to Baluchi TV Online. Today, we are joined by Baluch Republican Party South Korea Zone Representative Mir Yaseen Baloch to discuss the current situation in occupied Balochistan. Good afternoon, Mir Yaseen.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
On July 19th, during the sacred holiday of Eid, the Pakistan Army commenced a series of large-scale military operations in the Auran region of Balochistan. Since then, the entire region remains completely blockaded and under heavy military operation. They are expanding these operations into the surrounding regions and have cut all lines of communication in and out of the area. Can you tell us a little bit about what's happening in Auran right now?
Mr. Shop, firstly, I would like to thank on behalf of my nation and on behalf of Baloch Party, also a contribution in our movement that you are doing your most as you can. The military operation, it is not the first time, but it's since then the illegal occupation from 1948 till today. So the army is killing now killing not killing just now demolishing our towns to towns, killing hundreds of people. Even not a single child is safe, especially in our land. So our party, especially arranging so many protests, on previous days, like in Germany, in Switzerland, in UK, and here in South Korea. So the series of protests is going on. The purpose of this protest is just to highlight the issue of Baloch matter, the Baloch cause, and especially to attract the international community to take their notice that what is actually going on. I'm very aware, I'm very wonder about that. On first side, the America, the international community are spending their budget from up to billions of dollars in the name of terrorism. But an entire state, a terrorist state named Pakistan is existing. On the other hand, they are supporting Pakistan, and the Pakistan using this ad not to demolish the terrorism, but to genocide of Baloch nation. And the only purpose is that is looting our wealth, looting our resources at heavy cost. But we Baloch, we will not stop our movement, we will not stop our struggle till the last single Baloch.
Now, as I understand, Pakistan has been using this excuse of fighting terrorism for quite some time to get military funding from other countries such as the United States. Yet it doesn't seem like they catch very many actual terrorists. Like there are numerous wanted terrorists. Mullah Omar recently, they recently claimed that he has died, and he's been in Pakistan for years now.
Yeah, so I'm saying that just like that, while America or the United Nations it is stopped at this method that they are supporting Pakistan for the last decade, but even visit 0 over 0. So Pakistan should be questioned by the international community that what you are doing there.
Now, we're also seeing a large amount of foreign investment into this new economic corridor that between China and Islamabad that they intend to run directly through a large swath of Baloch territory, including sections of the Auran region all the way to Gwadar Port. And as I understand, the Baloch Republican Party has vehemently opposed this arrangement. Can you tell us a little more about this?
Yeah, basically this is not an economic door. This is a looting door of Balochistan between the Alps of China. And we Baloch are not against of any development. But if a development goes behind on Baloch will or behind the acceptance of the Baloch nation, as on this moment we are not ruling our country, right? We are not ruling our country. But if any country come help Pakistan in losing our resources, so we will be the biggest one resistance. So we will never give the permission to anyone to loot our resources. We
Right.
have
So these
not
projects
exploited
are
our
completely
resources.
without consent.
They are just making a plan and to convert us as a minority in our region, in our own region.
So these plans are completely without the consent of the Baloch people, and I've noticed a large increase in the military operations since the commencement of these plans. So it seems instead of bringing prosperity to the region, as they promised, the plans instead bring more military force down upon the Baloch people.
Yeah, this operation is basically to ensuring the China that we are doing what you want. We are clearing your way to loot the resources with the help of us. So this series of this operation is just to ensure the China that you come and do investment. I know that they signed the investment, but it is their misunderstanding, or you can say they are overconfident that maybe their plan will go. But no, this plan is unacceptable without the consensus of Baloch. Now, when the consensus of Baloch will come, when the UN will intervene in our matter, when they gave us our sovereignty, we are being oppressing, and another country come to invest. So how can the investment will go on? This is unreasonable.
Absolutely. And can you describe for our viewers a little bit about how these operations and the military operations right now in Balochistan are impacting the lives of everyday Baloch people that just live in the region and just try to get by day to day?
Impact is clear that we Baloch people don't have life. What will the impact? Even if we will alive, we will survive. So the impact of the operation will comes in the eyes of the nation. But when a Baloch is not safe, when they are killing, as I said that, now they are cleaning, just swiping out all the areas.
So it's just a complete scorched earth policy here, where the villages are burned to the ground and nothing is left, and anyone who survives the bombardment is completely displaced and left out to the cold.
Nothing is left. Having not left, the funerals are let down on the floor. Their relatives are waiting to bury down their deaths. But no, there is not permission even to enter in this area, especially in Avaran. So what they you know that we don't have any resources, to capture, to report the current situation which is going on the Avaran. I mean, the media people are basically very banned into the Balochistan. Even that our local resources of reporting, even they are not allowed. Everyone is not surviving there.
So the it seems to me that these economic corridors and foreign investment to fight terrorism and all these other financial investments and military commitments with the Pakistan government and their army is very, very harmful to the Baluch society.
Obviously, when any economy goes to the demolition of any nation, when any investment or any financial resources used in atrocities of military to the Baloch nation, that all the Baloch will escape from, all the Baloch will get the benefit from these investments. These investments or these developments are not for Baloch people. The development is for the Punjabis, for all over the Pakistan. This development is not to the people of Balochistan.
Right?
We don't
They've
need
been
that development when we are occupied. So how can we enjoy the development? How can we? We are stagnant for our freedom. We are in the way. We are in the process of freedom. So we don't need any development.
they've been Balochistan has been occupied for around 65 years now, and accepting foreign money for quote development is nothing new in the region. And throughout all these 65 years, rural life in Balochistan remains relatively unchanged. They've taken Pakistan has taken countless quantities of money from other nations that was supposed to go into developing and building prosperity and peace in the area, and none of it has ever trickled down to the Baloch people.
What is the development? If there is a development, so we don't need our development. We need our freedom.
Mhm.
I say when we don't accept the Pakistan, so what will we do to the developments? Yeah, there is a development of being increase a day by day military operation. Yes, there's a development is just liking the abducting the people. Mostly 10 to 15 people are abducting in all across the Balochistan. Yeah, you can say that this is a development for Baloch people.
Mhm. But in terms of social infrastructure, education, health facilities, proper medical facilities, or even running water, right now, Balochistan is facing a major water shortage in the region. And meanwhile, that they have all these dams built, and all the water is being funneled to other provinces.
Yeah, there is a one dam built in the Dutch area. It's called Mirani Dam. Basically, this dam is was to fulfill the requirement of water in the Gwadar area. When they was going to operate the Gwadar port, so absolutely when the lots of people will migrate from all over Pakistan to the Balochistan, so these social or these the basic infrastructure you can say which were made in the Gwadar, these was totally was the outsider people, not for the Baloch local people. These development was made for the rest of the Balochistan people.
And it's the same with the development of other infrastructures such as electrical facilities, electricity, and healthcare facilities, and even education. The little bits of those development that does come through seems to be more for the colonist workers that migrate in from other provinces, and the Baloch people themselves, the indigenous people of the region, don't have access to these.
I'm sure that on this here, the thousands of Baloch in all areas of the Baltistan, in the rural areas, I'm sure that they maybe they don't know what is electricity or what is the basic necessities of life. They are not aware. I'm sure they are drinking the same water. This water we're drinking the same animal. They are livestock. They are drinking on the same pot.
Huge amounts of natural gas are drawn out of Balochistan, particularly in Swede, there are Bukti regions, and yet the people in these regions, when you see them, they're cooking over open fire. They don't even have access to their own gas, the own fuel come out of their ground.
Entire Pakistan enjoyed our gas, but we Baloch still have our cooking on fire.
Now the Baloch Republican Party has been did a series of protests in the EU, in the United Kingdom, and in South Korea recently to highlight a lot of these goings ons. And as I understand, there are also another protest coming up as well.
Yes, yes. On 2nd of August, the UK chapter is going to protest on 10,000 Street. And in here, South Korea, we are going to protest on 4th of August and 26th August. We have planned to protest.
Excellent. And
Yeah. Yes, please.
I also wanted to touch a little bit more on what's happening in Auron, because this particular region has been under heavy military attack for at least 10, maybe 12 days now. And they have refused all journalist access to the area. Very few images have surfaced here and there. Um,
So if a person is not allowed to go to pick up the dead bodies of their relatives, so how can we report of the entire area? I
as
said
as I understand, the reports have said that hundreds of people have been killed, abducted, and injured in the region. And but this is very hard to verify because of the complete journalist blackout. And also the forces seem to have a habit. The Pakistani army, when they do these kind of operations, they seem to take the bodies away as well.
Yes, their dead bodies are still on the floor. The armies block the wells. Even the local peoples cannot drink the water, then cannot dig the water from the well. This is the highest level of abuse of human rights. If anybody all over the world give the example of abusing the human rights, so you can say you have a very good reference. That Baloch. Look at the Baloch. Look at the Balochistan. They are the worst example of abusing human rights. We are not considering as a human. I wonder that why United Nations is not looking on our matter. Why? What's the reason?
Yes,
Oh,
it's not as though they are completely unaware of this. I mean, Baluch representatives have been protesting at the United Nations from several different parties and political alignments, and Baluch representatives have spoken at the United Nations. They have met at conferences with representatives from the international community, and so they seem to be aware of what's happening there. It's not as though they're completely in the dark, yet they still don't seem to raise their voice. They won't take any kind of action in the situation.
uh, it seems that they are aware. They are very well aware about the Baloch cause, but maybe they are not seeing their own interest. I know
Um,
that when a nation has another nation, there will be a very big own interest. So maybe we are weakening. Maybe we are not raising our voice as they require. Maybe, but we are doing our best. We are doing our best with our little resources. But we are very hopeful so that we can get our freedom.
mm. Do you feel that political factors of surrounding regions, such as geopolitics involving some of the foreign investors in Balochistan, as well as involving some of the other countries bordering Baloch regions. Do you feel that the political situations and happenings regarding these countries, such as Iran and in Afghanistan and China, and as well as other factors with geopolitical factors involving Pakistan, do you feel that is one of the reasons that could be preventing international communities from directly intervening?
Yeah, the the main reason is that Pakistan has nuclear bombs. First, their nuclear bombs will be snatched. Then the international world or the United Nations will intervene in this region because Iran also does not want to give the freedom of Balochistan.
Do
The
you?
sorry, yeah, yeah,
Oh, one particular factor that's been recently in the news as well is the upcoming lifting of the sanctions on Iran. Do you feel that could have been one of the motivating causes behind the economic corridor?
yeah. The deals of Iran and America on the nuclear issue is basically preventing the China to be strengthened in this region
Hmm.
because China is going to capture the uh, Silk maritime routes. The big carriers of crude oil is being uh, transported by this region, by this ocean.
Mm.
So the recent America and the Iran deal will help in intervening of America in our region because America never want that China become threatened.
So it seems that the even the Iranian deal to lift these sanctions is also very harmful to the Baluch region as well. Um,
Yes, on first side, there we are touching by Pakistan. On the west side, we are touching by Iran. Firstly, we are fighting with one power, and
Mm.
side by side, but another power, Iran.
Hmm. In Iran, it's also a very heavy media blockade there as well. And as I understand, the Iranian authorities are also very oppressive, especially towards Baluch
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
region.
Iran is also doing the same. What is doing in Pakistan?
Hmm.
Because we have a large areas, the coastal areas, and also in Iran, like a Sistan or Balochistan.
Hmm.
So the purpose of both nations is just to looting our resources. They don't have any needs of any human abusing. They don't have. Whenever they see their interests, they will do anything.
Now, moving forward here back into the back about well, I should say going back, but the
One time more, please.
yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. No, the how can how can we move forward here to continue to raise this cause, and what more do you think that we can do here on our end to move the struggle forward, and to m- bring
Yeah.
this to the forefront of media, and get
Yes.
this word out to people, because it seems like not just our governments are keeping this behind closed doors, but it seems our media as well is also keeping this behind closed doors. And again, they too, just like our governments, are aware of what's going on. It's not as though they're in the dark here.
We Baloch are covering every resources. We are covering heavy fronts to raise our voice.
Mhm.
Although it is media, although it is a print, although it's a live events like a protest and any other events, we are doing our most
Mhm.
to raise our voice. But as I said, that maybe there's a weakness in our Baloch people that we are not going to directly interact the United Nations or the international community to compel them to just to talk on our matter.
Mhm. So we want to really show the international community that their interests are better served through the Baluch support for the Baluch cause, and a free Baluch nation, than it is through supporting a terrorist state such as Pakistan.
Yes, one day when their interests will become fulfilled by Pakistan, so they will come. So their attention will come on Baloch cause. I'm sure that. I say international community or United Nations will never help when they don't see their long-lived interest. So when they see their interest in Balochistan, so I'm sure they will help us.
Mm. So
But
the
doesn't
ultimate.
mean that we should wait for that time.
Mm.
It doesn't mean that. But we are struggling. We are struggling our most of most. One day I'm sure that the world will take notice in our cause.
The ultimate goal, of course, being a free Balochistan, but in an official capacity through the United Nations, and through to be recognized by the international community, there are stages to follow into this, as being recognized as as a disputed territory, to
Yes.
gain a voice of representation within the international circles. And is there does the Bluch Republican Party involved in moving forward on this kind of agenda, working with officials to establish that that kind of status?
Yes, yes. Uh, this is also the first agenda of our party to become to known that Balochistan has a disputed area. But as I said that we have a very little resources to enter in the United Nations or any other international community. But we are doing our best. We have some officials or some NGOs to to make help of them to enter in United Nations. But even I hear have read some at the time that when there is more than 5,000 people killed in any region, the United Nations, uh, the United Nations, what I want means to say that so that this region will become a disputed region
Mm.
when there are more of 5 to 6,000 people are killed by the state. So
And that number is growing drastically
number is going.
with every passing day.
Yes.
Oh, I also understand that Pakistan has been demanding that exiled Baloch leaders who are working overseas with human rights groups and working with to establish, like the Baloch Republican Party, working to establish Balochistan as an unrepresented disputed nation and take these steps towards international recognition like this. But I understand the Pakistan government and especially their army and their generals have been demanding that these exiled leaders be returned to Pakistan, that they be arrested and deported back into Pakistan. Although they're completely legitimate and legal residents of the countries in which they are staying. Um,
Yes, the Pakistan is demanding since the first day when our representatives are in the entire world for raising our voice. So it is not a new thing for us that Pakistan is demanding our leaders. Also, the Pakistan lobby is very strong in United Nations to ban the Baloch representatives in United Nations. Recently, they have banned some NGOs, one of two NGOs who was supporting the Myanmar, who is the representative. So Pakistan is trying from the first day. So this is not a new thing, but it doesn't mean that Pakistan is not allowing the representative of Balochistan. So we should keep silence or we should stop our struggle. But we are also doing best. Now the world is or the European some countries is helping. Who is listening our voice now? And I'm sure that we have more than 10 representatives in the United Nations by the help of these countries.
oh,
So
good,
it is
good.
not,
I'm glad to
not
see that there is a fair amount of support growing, and I've noticed support growing here in Western circles as well. There are a few American and Canadian government officials, such as senators and representatives, who are sympathetic to the Baloch cause, who understand what is happening there, and are very displeased with how our governments are handling this, and especially with our government's support for a country like Pakistan, who has done nothing good for us. I mean, they ship 80% of the world's heroin into our countries through Baloch territory at that. I mean, so they're using Balochistan to ship heroin to our streets and poison our citizens, and it's state affiliated individuals who are trafficking and transporting these narcotics into our out of there and into our country, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, in our armed forces, Canadian soldiers have died in Afghanistan because of Pakistani support for Taliban terrorists that shoot our soldiers and our workers that are over there trying to help.
yeah, in our region, the FC, the ISI, the narcotics force are involved in trafficking of smuggling. Let's say America is well known about the trafficking of smuggling. the narcotics that works on behind these trafficking. Pakistanis agencies are involved, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
But
They even harbor our biggest enemies, people that want to destroy our nation, who are leaders of groups who despise us and shoot at our soldiers, and then they harbor these kind of people in Pakistan, and then their diplomats have their embassies here and deal with our country, and mainly looking to get more aid money from us, and pretending to be our friend, when meanwhile with the facts and the reality of the situation really shows that they are anything but our friends, and that their activities are harmful to our country and to our freedom and prosperity as well.
so, so you people should ask the government.
Mm-hmm. That's really our goal here, is what I'm trying to do as well, is to create awareness amongst our people to pressure, because when the general population starts to pressure the
Yeah,
governments, that's when change starts to happen. As there's an old English saying that the squeaking wheel gets the grease. Well, if the wheel's not squeaking loud enough, then we're have to do what it takes to make sure that that wheel gets greased. I mean, and that's the fact of the matter, is the everyday people, the common people around the world, as well as Bluch activists, need to really unite on this front and raise our voices together, so that our governments,
yeah,
we have to force their hand in the situation, so that they have to do something about it. But again, that's breaking through to the media and getting our message out there.
yeah, Mr. Fox, that we Baloch are unite. We are unite. Uh, our goal is the freedom of Balochistan.
Mhm.
Maybe our way is different, but our ideology is the same.
I've seen some great work lately on social media with from all different political groups, especially from BRP as well, with social media campaigns and trending topics on Twitter and on Facebook, and these posts and these trends are getting bigger and bigger every single time. So
Yeah,
it shows that the movement is gaining momentum and is continuing to gain momentum. And no matter what, we're going to keep at it to keep the to get the message out there and to create awareness, um, for the freedom of the Baluch, because they deserve free nation, to stop Pakistan and its harmful activities, both in Balochistan and internationally, because Pakistan is engaged in a lot of very harmful activities internationally that are negatively affecting many countries around the world, not just ours, but also surrounding regions and regions throughout Asia and the Middle East. So they're having a very negative impact because of their policies and activities, and their activities in Balochistan. And we need to get that message out there, and I think we're keeping at it, and we're going to continue to do that for the sake of humanity, for the sake of the Bluch people, for the sake of the martyrs, thousands who have died fighting against them, and who have died, innocent civilians who have been killed. And they deserve they deserve to be remembered. They deserve to have recognition in life, and so that their deaths aren't for nothing, so that they didn't fall and die just you know.
yes, we are looking towards you people. That we are looking towards you people. We need your people also.
I think I think that's exactly where we're headed. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us, Mir Yaseen Baloch, and this has been Shawn Forbes, and I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and we'll see you next time.